Have you had it with crowded, overpriced campgrounds?
Have you had it with overnighting on the road in brightly lit, noisy parking lots?
Stay tuned because we have a much better alternative for you.
We are going to introduce you to the world of Harvest Host's free overnight camping. The key to finding really awesome overnight spots is the Harvest Host apps, either on your smartphone or your tablet. Jennifer and I prefer the tablet because, well, you just have a larger screen to work with.
We thought it best to make you a video of how we actually use it. So we documented a trip that we took out west and used the app to find places that were far from the ordinary.
Now, pay attention. Up above, we'll put a special link that will give you a 15% discount if you buy a Harvest Host membership. We also have a special coupon code that'll get you that discount, RVLS. We'll put that in the description below and we'll repeat it at the end of the video.
But for right now, come on along for some really fun overnight camping.
We set out, headed west along the Gulf states following I-10. About mid-afternoon, Jennifer found our first stop.
Well, here's something that's interesting at Harvest Host. Gulf Coast Gator Ranch. That sounds awesome.
A gator ranch?
Yeah.
What does one do at a gator ranch?
I'm reading these reviews and it seems like a lot of people did a walk. They have some kind of walk there and they had fun feeding the gators. I did see in one of the pictures the gators will jump for food, so I bet they will.
So we can
go for a walk.
We can go for a walk, we can go for an air bike ride. Are dogs okay there?
Yeah, dogs are good.
All right, so we're going to spend the night at the Gulf Coast Gator Ranch.
Sounds like it.
Here we go. So what is it that you like about gators so much?
I think it's because they're misunderstood. Everybody thinks that as soon as you see a gator, it's going to attack you. And that's not the case. Most gators in the wild will run away from you. The only ones that don't is if it's a mom that thinks her nest is being threatened, or if it's one that people have already started feeding, because then it's not afraid of people anymore. And it can't distinguish when I'm throwing food at them or if I'm food. So once you start feeding them, they just come up because they're not afraid of people anymore.
Tell me about Harvest Host. This is a pretty good stop for Harvest Host.
It's really nice. We started it back, I think it was 2012 is when we started having Harvest Host come by. And the first couple of years, it was just a few people. But this year and last year, we have people almost every day stopping in from all over. And it's really interesting meeting the people and finding out where they're from.
It was time to find some gators. Even Bo was allowed on a well-fenced boardwalk that takes us right by the gators through the middle of the swamp. someday you're going to be a big gator and there's no way that I would hold you. But right now, you're kind of cute with your mouth taped shut.
The next morning, after an undisturbed night on the edge of the swamp, we had an awesome airboat ride.
If you've never seen gators, this is a good place to see them up close and personal. Thanks, Harvest Host. I can't wait to see what we're going to see at our next place.
Back on the road, we made about 350 miles before it was once again time to find a Harvest Host spot for the night.
Hi, we're Mike and Jennifer Wendland. We're members of Harvest Host, and we wondered if you had room for us to spend the night at your place tonight. We're in about a 25-foot motorhome, and we'll get there at about 5 o'clock. Thanks. Bye-bye.
So, did you find us a spot tonight that let us stay?
I sure did, and you're going to love it. It's a family-run business. It's a winery, beautiful grounds, lots of vines to look at, peaceful. It's going to be great.
Landry Vineyards is located on 20 acres of beautiful hill country just outside West Monroe, Louisiana. It's run by Jeff and Libby Landry and their 4 sons. Our overnight camping spot was at the top of a lush green hill overlooking the vineyards. We caught a great sunset and had a very quiet, peaceful night.
The next morning, we met Jeff down by the plantings and got to understand what a labor of love Landry Vineyards truly is.
I loved agriculture as a child, wanted to be a farmer, and my parents said, you don't want to be a farmer, you're going to be poor. So here we are, we're farming and making wine. So it's kind of a blend of a whole lot of things that we've experienced in life. We really have enjoyed the people that Harvest Host has brought to our business. You know, it's a mutual thing. Both of us benefit from it. The person who comes and stays, we hope that we give them a great experience. They purchase some wine, so of course we get some sales, but they stay for free. And it really, we get to meet some really nice, sweet people from all over our great country.
In the tasting room, we learned about the wines they produce.
So we moved here almost 13 years ago, shortly after Hurricane Katrina. We were in South Louisiana on the North Shore. And then it just really gave us a great opportunity to move out of the South a little bit north.
After the tasting, we were invited to observe the bottling process. I even got to help out with the packing.
Y'all got the tree shot that never happened.
Well, here's to Harvest Hosts and another great spot. This winery was awesome.
And can't wait Till tomorrow, we'll find another spot
Here we go.
Here we
To
go.
Harvest Host.
to harvest those.
Our third Harvest Host stop came all the way across Texas, just as we entered New Mexico.
I've got a really special place for us tonight.
A special place?
It involves animals,
Animals. Must be a farm.
special animals,
Special animals.
an alpaca farm.
Alpacas.
Windrush Alpacas is a wonderful ranch far out in the country. We parked for the night in the barnyard, just a few feet from the pastures. Bo was welcome, as long as he was on a leash.
He met the cow,
He met the horse.
and he met the alpacas.
But what really interested Bo the most was the cat, who could have cared less about a dog.
We took him back to the RV so we could then go and meet the owner and her very curious critters.
The alpaca farm came about because I used to work for a dairy here in Clovis. And as you can tell, I'm not originally from Clovis, I'm originally from Hertfordshire in England. And I was reading about alpacas in a farm journal, and I thought, well, these are really neat animals, so why doesn't everybody have alpacas? Anyway, I found out that there was a national association you could write off to, so I wrote off, and the one and only time they had their conference in Rio Doce, New Mexico, so off we went, and we fell in love with alpacas. And Rick, my husband, was in the Air Force, and he was, Teresa's getting in front of the camera, he was getting ready to retire, and so we thought this would be a nice thing to do in our retirement, so here we are.
And tell me about these little guys. They are very curious, aren't they?
They are very curious, yeah. These are all Wakaya alpacas. There are two types of alpaca. There's Wakayas and then there's Suris, which have a more of a dreadlock type coat. The Wakayas have the teddy bear kind of look to them. And they're from South America originally, although if you go back to prehistoric times, you'll find remains in New Mexico, Texas and Arizona.
Tell me about Harvest Hosts, and I bet this is like a favorite stop for so many people.
We do get a lot of people stopping here. We've been very happy to have a lot of people come by. We originally thought about it a few years ago, and we didn't know that we could get an RV in here. At that time we had an overhang over the driveway, so we removed the overhang, but ever since we started up we've had so many lovely visitors. We've had them from all over the world. We've had them from the Netherlands, we've had them from Australia, New Zealand, all over in the United States, and it's a lovely thing for us because with all these alpacas we don't get to get anywhere, so all of the world comes to us these days through Harvest Hosts.
And how many alpacas do you have?
We have 67 alpacas, 2 llamas, a horse, a 15-year-old Jersey cow, chickens, guineas, cats and dogs.
Now, were you raised as a farm girl?
No, I wasn't. No, my grandparents did do some farming, but I wasn't really around when they were farming. Their parents were really the farmers, but I've always loved animals, and so animals are always going to be in my life.
A little bit. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah. Whoa, we're pretty hungry. Whoa, my goodness.
The
You guys are
absolute
strong.
highlight was when we were invited to help feed the
Okay,
alpacas.
Whoa. Whoa.
Look, there we go. There we go.
Okay,
Come on.
ladies.
Come
Ladies,
on,
everybody's
alpaca.
hungry this morning, aren't they?
Yeah. So Jen, this is like the best stop yet.
Oh, it is the best stop yet. There we go.
Aren't you glad you didn't get to do this with the alligators, though?
All right, there's your bite. You got another bite.
Whoa.
There you go.
There you go. Here, you can
All
have
right.
some of that. You can have some of that.
Okay.
Done. All right.
That's it.
Thank you much. Appreciate it. You guys are great little ham bones. You little ham bones.
Afterwards, there was no way to keep Jennifer out of Rosemary's small shop, which was filled with alpaca products.
there you go. Those are 3 of the Harvest Host locations that we stayed at on our trip west. And as we said, there are more than 700 Harvest Host spots all across North America.
And I'm looking forward to trying more of them as we travel. And it was fun picking out the 3 that we did stay at.
Now, if you are not yet a Harvest Host members, check up above, follow that link, special coupon code RVLS for RV Lifestyle, RVLS, and that'll get you a 15% discount off a Harvest Host membership. It is the best investment that you can possibly make for really fun overnight camping. We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thanks to Harvest Host for sponsoring it. And do us a favor, before you leave, make sure you subscribe to the RV Lifestyle channel right here on YouTube.
Happy trails!